500 cụm từ Part 5. Và hôm nay tôi sẽ giới thiệu với các bạn 50 cụm collocation tiếp theo, hay còn gọi là cụm từ cố định trong tiếng Anh, để giúp các bạn hiểu rõ hơn về cách sử dụng trong giao tiếp cũng như trong văn hóa. Việc sử dụng những cụm từ này một cách thành thạo sẽ giúp các bạn áp dụng cái khả năng ngôn ngữ của mình, nâng cao khả năng ngôn ngữ của mình trong các kỹ năng nghe, nói, đọc và viết. Đặc biệt các bạn sẽ nâng cao cải thiện khả năng của mình đáng kể trong các kỳ thi tiếng Anh. Nào, chúng ta hãy cùng khám phá với 50 collocation tiếp theo. Xin mời.
1. Sage advice, wise and prudent advice. Example, seeking sage advice from a mentor can significantly impact your career path positively. 2. Low grades, poor academic scores. Example, despite getting low grades in his first semester, he improved his study habits and achieved high marks thereafter. 3. Tax fraud, illegal activity of cheating on tax payments. Example, the businessman was investigated for tax fraud after discrepancies were found in his tax returns. 4. Nonverbal signals, communication methods that do not involve words, such as gestures or facial expressions. Example, in many cultures, nonverbal signals can convey respect or disrespect more powerfully than words. 5. Annual meeting, a yearly gathering or assembly. Example, the company's annual meeting focuses on reviewing the past year's achievements and setting goals for the future. 6. Facial and vocal expressions, the way someone's face and voice express emotions or thoughts. Example, actors rely heavily on their facial and vocal expressions to convey their characters' emotions effectively. 7. Tremendous increase, a very large or significant rise. Example, the city experienced a tremendous increase in population due to the new industry. 8. Proclaimed heir, officially declared as the next in line for a position, often related to royalty or leadership. Example, the prince was publicly proclaimed heir to the throne in a grand ceremony. 9. Fuel shortage, a lack of sufficient fuel supply. Example, the unexpected fuel shortage led to long lines at gas stations and increased prices. 10. Irrespective of, without considering, regardless of. Example, scholarships are awarded irrespective of the applicant's financial status. 11. At random, without a specific plan, order, or purpose. Example, the teacher selected students at random to answer the questions. 12. Incredulous, unwilling or unable to believe something. Example, she was incredulous when she heard she had won the lottery. 13. Traveled abroad, to go to foreign countries. Example, he has traveled abroad extensively for both work and pleasure. 14. Critical acclaim, praise from critics. Example, the novel received critical acclaim for its innovative storytelling and depth of character. 15. Stayed alive, remained living, survived. Example, they stayed alive in the wilderness by foraging for food and building a shelter. 16. Collapsed, fell down suddenly due to structural failure. Example, the old bridge collapsed during the storm, cutting off the main road to the town. 17. Bad-tempered, having a tendency to be easily annoyed or angered. Example, the coach is known to be bad-tempered, especially after a loss. 18. Made illegal, prohibited by law. Example, smoking in public places was made illegal to protect public health. 19. Feel miserable, to feel very unhappy or uncomfortable. Example, she felt miserable after the breakup and didn't want to see anyone. 20. Narrow escape, a situation where someone barely avoids harm or danger. Example, he had a narrow escape when a falling tree branch missed him by inches. 21. Defaulted on his loan, failed to make a scheduled payment on a loan. Example, after John defaulted on his loan, his credit score dropped significantly. 22. Illicit drug trade, illegal trading of drugs. Example, the documentary exposed the dangers and the extent of the illicit drug trade in urban areas. 23. Tolerate this situation, allow a situation to continue without intervention. Example, the school administration will not tolerate this situation of bull lying any longer. 24. Chance meeting, an unplanned or unexpected encounter. Example, at a conference, I had a chance meeting with an old friend from university. 25. In a temporary way, for a limited time, not permanently. Example, the refugees were housed in a temporary way until more stable accommodations could be found. 26. Sophisticated weapons, advanced and highly complex weaponry. Example, the military parade showcased the country's sophisticated weapons to the public. 27. Replenish stocks, to refill or restock supplies. Example, before the winter storm, families rushed to replenish stocks of food and water. 28. Discernible improvement, a noticeable or observable improvement. Example, after 3 months of practice, her piano skill LS showed a discernible improvement. 29. Cozy little apartment, a small L, comfortable, and warm living space. Example, she moved into a cozy little apartment that felt just like home. 30. Insubordinate behavior, disobeying authority, not following orders. Example, his insubordinate behavior towards the manager led to his dismissal. 31. Growing concern, increasing worry or awareness. Example, there is a growing concern among parents about the safety of online games for children. 32. Grew in abundance, grew in a large quantity, plentiful. Example, in the garden, vegetables grew in abundance, providing enough for the whole family. 33. Advancing in all aspects, improving or developing in every area. Example, the technology company has been advancing in all aspects, from product design to customer service. 34. Implicit distinction, a distinction that is implied or understood without being directly stated. Example, the implicit distinction between knowledge and wisdom can often be hard to define. 35. Chronic lack of sleep, a long-term deficiency in sleep. Example, a chronic lack of sleep can lead to serious health problems. 36. Population growth rates fluctuate. The rates at which populations increase can vary greatly. Example, population growth rates fluctuate due to factors like birth rates, death rates, and migration patterns. 37. Identical signatures, signatures that look exactly the same. Example, for security reasons, the bank requires identical signatures on the document. 38. Advocating health foods, supporting and recommending the consumption of healthy foods. Example, as a nutritionist, she has been advocating health foods to improve overall health. 39. Didn't bat an eye, showed no surprise or concern. Example, he didn't bat an eye when the prices went up, as he was prepared for the increase. 40. Most conspicuous place, a place where something is very visible or easily noticed. Example, the emergency instructions were placed in the most conspicuous place in the room. 41. Fake watch, a counterfeit or imitation watch. Example, he decided not to buy the fake watch, fearing it would quickly break. 42. Head cabbage rare, rarely found or scarce cabbage variety. Example, in this region, finding head cabbage rare is quite a challenge due to its unique climate requirements. 43. Faults in reading, mistakes or errors made while reading. Example, common faults in reading among learners include skipping words and misinterpreting meanings. 44. High levels of expertise, a great amount of skill or knowledge in a particular field. Example, the job requires high levels of expertise in software development. 45. Speedy and secure service, a fast and safe service. Example, our company guarantees a speedy and secure service for all online transactions. 46. Destroyed the environment, caused significant harm or damage to the natural world. Example, industrial pollution has severely destroyed the environment in some areas. 47. Steepened its ascent, increased the angle or rate of upward movement. Example, as the rocket steepened its ascent, the spectators watched in awe. 48. Landed safely, arrived on the ground without incident or harm. Example, despite the turbulence, the plane landed safely, much to the relief of all passengers. 49. Once and for all, completely and final definitively. Example, they decided to solve the dispute once and for all with a binding agreement. 50. Affluent families, families with a lot of wealth and resources. Example, affluent families often have more opportunities for travel and education. 1. Sage advice, wise and prudent advice. Example, seeking sage advice from a mentor can significantly impact your career path positively. 2. Low grades, poor academic scores. Example, despite getting low grades in his first semester, he improved his study habits and achieved high marks thereafter. 3. Tax fraud, illegal activity of cheating on tax payments. Example, the businessman was investigated for tax fraud after discrepancies were found in his tax returns. 4. Nonverbal signals, communication methods that do not involve words, such as gestures or facial expressions. Example, in many cultures, nonverbal signals can convey respect or disrespect more powerfully than words. 5. Annual meeting, a yearly gathering or assembly. Example, the company's annual meeting focuses on reviewing the past year's achievements and setting goals for the future. 6. Facial and vocal expressions, the way someone's face and voice express emotions or thoughts. Example, actors rely heavily on their facial and vocal expressions to convey their characters' emotions effectively. 7. Tremendous increase, a very large or significant rise. Example, the city experienced a tremendous increase in population due to the new industry. 8. Proclaimed heir, officially declared as the next in line for a position, often related to royalty or leadership. Example, the prince was publicly proclaimed heir to the throne in a grand ceremony. 9. Fuel shortage, a lack of sufficient fuel supply. Example, the unexpected fuel shortage led to long lines at gas stations and increased prices. 10. Irrespective of, without considering, regardless of. Example, scholarships are awarded irrespective of the applicant's financial status. 11. At random, without a specific plan, order, or purpose. Example, the teacher selected students at random to answer the questions. 12. Incredulous, unwilling or unable to believe something. Example, she was incredulous when she heard she had won the lottery. 13. Traveled abroad, to go to foreign countries. Example, he has traveled abroad extensively for both work and pleasure. 14. Critical acclaim, praise from critics. Example, the novel received critical acclaim for its innovative storytelling and depth of character. 15. Stayed alive, remained living, survived. Example, they stayed alive in the wilderness by foraging for food and building a shelter. 16. Collapsed, fell down suddenly due to structural failure. Example, the old bridge collapsed during the storm, cutting off the main road to the town. 17. Bad-tempered, having a tendency to be easily annoyed or angered. Example, the coach is known to be bad-tempered, especially after a loss. 18. Made illegal, prohibited by law. Example, smoking in public places was made illegal to protect public health. 19. Feel miserable, to feel very unhappy or uncomfortable. Example, she felt miserable after the breakup and didn't want to see anyone. 20. Narrow escape, a situation where someone barely avoids harm or danger. Example, he had a narrow escape when a falling tree branch missed him by inches. 21. Defaulted on his loan, failed to make a scheduled payment on a loan. Example, after John defaulted on his loan, his credit score dropped significantly. 22. Illicit drug trade, legal trading of drugs. Example, the documentary exposed the dangers and the extent of the illicit drug trade in urban areas. 23. Tolerate this situation, allow a situation to continue without intervention. Example, the school administration will not tolerate this situation of bull lying any longer. 24. Chance meeting, an unplanned or unexpected encounter. Example, at a conference, I had a chance meeting with an old friend from university. 25. In a temporary way, for a limited time, not permanently. Example, the refugees were housed in a temporary way until more stable accommodations could be found. 26. Sophisticated weapons, advanced and highly complex weaponry. Example, the military parade showcased the country's sophisticated weapons to the public. 27. Replenish stocks, to refill or restock supplies. Example, before the winter storm, families rushed to replenish stocks of food and water. 28. Discernible improvement, a noticeable or observable improvement. Example, after 3 months of practice, her piano skill showed a discernible improvement. 29. Cozy little apartment, a small comfortable, and warm living space. Example, she moved into a cozy little apartment that felt just like home. 30. Insubordinate behavior, disobeying authority, not following orders. Example, his insubordinate behavior towards the manager led to his dismissal. 31. Growing concern, increasing worry or awareness. Example, there is a growing concern among parents about the safety of online games for children. 32. Grew in abundance, grew in a large quantity, plentiful. Example, in the garden, vegetables grew in abundance, providing enough for the whole family. 33. Advancing in all aspects, improving or developing in every area. Example, the technology company has been advancing in all aspects, from product design to customer service. 34. Implicit distinction, a distinction that is implied or understood without being directly stated. Example, the implicit distinction between knowledge and wisdom can often be hard to define. 35. Chronic lack of sleep, a long-term deficiency in sleep. Example, a chronic lack of sleep can lead to serious health problems. 36. Population growth rates fluctuate. The rates at which populations increase can vary greatly. Example, population growth rates fluctuate due to factors like birth rates, death rates, and migration patterns. 37. Identical signatures, signatures that look exactly the same. Example, for security reasons, the bank requires identical signatures on the document. 38. Advocating health foods, supporting and recommending the consumption of healthy foods. Example, as a nutritionist, she has been advocating health foods to improve overall health. 39. Didn't bat an eye, showed no surprise or concern. Example, he didn't bat an eye when the prices went up, as he was prepared for the increase. 40. Most conspicuous place, a place where something is very visible or easily noticed. Example, the emergency instructions were placed in the most conspicuous place in the room. 41. Fake watch, a counterfeit or imitation watch. Example, he decided not to buy the fake watch, fearing it would quickly break. 42. Head cabbage rare, rarely found or scarce cabbage variety. Example, in this region, finding head cabbage rare is quite a challenge due to its unique climate requirements. 43. Faults in reading, mistakes or errors made while reading. Example, common faults in reading among learners include skipping words and misinterpreting meanings. 44. High levels of expertise, a great amount of skill or knowledge in a particular field. Example, the job requires high levels of expertise in software development. 45. Speedy and secure service, a fast and safe service. Example, our company guarantees a speedy and secure service for all online transactions. 46. Destroyed the environment, caused significant harm or damage to the natural world. Example, industrial pollution has severely destroyed the environment in some areas. 47. Steepened its ascent, increased the angle or rate of upward movement. Example, as the rocket steepened its ascent, the spectators watched in awe. 48. Landed safely, arrived on the ground without incident or harm. Example, despite the turbulence, the plane landed safely, much to the relief of all passengers. 49. Once and for all, completely and final definitively. Example, they decided to solve the dispute once and for all with a binding agreement. 50. Affluent families, families with a lot of wealth and resources. Example, affluent families often have more opportunities for travel and education. 1. Make a decision to choose after considering options. For example, after much thought, she made a decision to study abroad. 2. Take responsibility, to accept accountability for something. For example, he took responsibility for the project's failure. 3. Break the news, to inform or announce something, often bad news. For example, he had to break the news of their grandfather's passing gently to his younger siblings. 4. Pay attention, to focus one's thoughts or mind on. For example, you must pay attention in class if you want to succeed. 5. Face the consequences, to deal with the results of one's actions. For example, if you break the rules, you must be prepared to face the consequences. 6. Set goals, to establish objectives to be achieved. For example, at the beginning of the year, she set goals to improve her health and career. 7. Meet the requirements, to fulfill or satisfy the conditions needed. For example, the new product meets the requirements for environmental sustainability. 8. Gain experience, to acquire knowledge or skill through doing something. For example, internships are a great way for students to gain experience in their field of study. 9. Offer support, to provide help or assistance. For example, the community offered support to the families affected by the flood. 10. Build a career, to develop one's professional life over time. For example, she is determined to build a career in the tech industry. 11. Solve a problem, to find a solution to a difficulty. For example, the team worked together to solve a complex problem in the project. 12. Take action, to do something to achieve a result. For example, the government needs to take action to address climate change. 13. Make progress, to advance or develop towards a goal. For example, she has made significant progress in her language skills in the past year. 14. Create opportunities, to produce or cause situations that offer possibilities. For example, networking can create opportunities for career advancement. 15. Achieve success, to reach a level of achievement or accomplishment. For example, with hard work and determination, he achieved success in his business. 16. Provide feedback, to give information or opinions about something. For example, the teacher provides feedback on the students' assignments to help them improve. 17. Develop skills, to improve or enhance abilities. For example, she attended workshops to develop her leadership skills. 18. Share knowledge, to give information to others. For example, experts shared their knowledge at the conference to inspire the attendees. 19. Overcome challenges, to successfully deal with or gain control of difficulties. For example, she overcame many challenges to become the CEO of the company. 20. Form relationships to establish connections or associations with others. For example, forming strong relationships with colleagues can lead to a more productive work environment. 21. Close a deal to finalize an agreement in business. For example, after weeks of negotiation, they finally closed the deal. 22. Expand knowledge to increase what one knows. For example, reading books is a great way to expand your knowledge. 23. Maintain stability to keep a steady state without change. For example, the government took measures to maintain economic stability. 24. Reduce stress to decrease tension or pressure. For example, exercise can help reduce stress and improve your mood. 25. Improve performance to enhance how well someone or something functions. For example, regular training has significantly improved the team's performance. 26. Follow instructions to do what one is told or advised to do. For example, it's important to follow instructions when assembling the furniture. 27. Achieve goals to accomplish the objectives one has set. For example, with dedication and hard work, she achieved her goals of becoming a doctor. 28. Express gratitude to show appreciation or thankfulness. For example, he expressed his gratitude to everyone who supported him during difficult times. 29. Build confidence to increase self-assurance or belief in one's abilities. For example, participating in public speaking events can help build confidence. 30. Foster relationships to encourage the development of connections or friendships. For example, the company fosters relationships with its clients through regular communication. 31. Generate income to produce earnings or revenue. For example, she started a small online business to generate extra income. 32. Launch a product to introduce a new product to the market. For example, the company is planning to launch a new product next month. 33. Negotiate terms to discuss and agree on the conditions of an agreement. For example, before signing the contract, it's crucial to negotiate terms that benefit both parties. 34. Prioritize tasks to arrange or deal with in order of importance. For example, to manage her time effectively, she prioritizes tasks every morning. 35. Resolve conflicts to find a solution to disagreements or disputes. For example, the mediator helped both parties resolve conflicts and reach an agreement. 36. Strengthen bonds to make a relationship stronger or more solid. For example, family vacations are a great way to strengthen bonds among family members. 37. Undergo training to receive instruction or preparation. For example, all new employees undergo training during their first week on the job. 38. Utilize resources to make use of available materials or assets. For example, the project manager knows how to effectively utilize resources to meet deadlines. 39. Validate opinions to confirm or support views or ideas. For example, research studies are conducted to validate opinions and theories in the scientific community. 40. Enhance reputation to improve one's standing or esteem in the eyes of others. For example, delivering quality products consistently can enhance a company's reputation. 41. Adjust strategies to change plans or methods to achieve better results. For example, the marketing team adjusted their strategies based on customer feedback. 42. Boost morale to increase spirit or enthusiasm. For example, team building activities are designed to boost morale and improve teamwork. 43. Cultivate habits to develop routines or practices through repetition. For example, cultivating healthy habits is essential for long-term well-being. 44. Embrace change to accept and adapt to alterations or transformations. For example, successful companies are those that embrace change and innovate. 45. Facilitate discussions to make conversations or debates easier or more productive. For example, the facilitator's role is to facilitate discussions and ensure everyone's voice is heard. 46. Harness technology to use technological tools or systems effectively. For example, businesses can harness technology to streamline processes and increase efficiency. 47. Implement plans to put into action or execute strategies. For example, once the strategy is approved, the next step is to implement plans and monitor progress. 48. Nurture talent to support and encourage the development of skills or abilities. For example, the mentorship program is designed to nurture talent and guide young professionals. 49. Optimize performance to make the best or most effective use of a situation or resource. For example, athletes work with coaches to optimize their performance and achieve peak physical condition. 50. Preserve culture to maintain the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group or society. For example, it's important to preserve culture and traditions for future generations.
1. Beehive activity. Meaning, high level of activity or busyness. Example, at harvest time, the farm was a beehive of activity. 2. Brave decision. Meaning, a courageous choice. Example, she made a brave decision to move to a new country alone. 3. Buffalo-drawn cart ride. Meaning, a journey or trip on a cart pulled by buffalo. Example, in rural areas, tourists enjoy buffalo-drawn cart rides. 4. Cattle farming. Meaning, the practice of raising cattle. Example, cattle farming is a major industry in the grasslands. 5. Collect honey. Meaning, the action of gathering honey from beehives. Example, local farmers collect honey from wild beehives in the forest. 6. Convenient location. Meaning, a place that is easy to reach or use. Example, the hotel's convenient location made sightseeing easy. 7. Disturb wildlife. Meaning, to bother or disrupt animals in their natural habitat. Example, tourists are advised not to disturb wildlife in the national park. Electrical appliance store. Meaning, a shop that sells electrical devices. Example, we bought our new blender from the local electrical appliance store. 9. Generous donation. Meaning, a large or significant gift of money or goods. Example, the generous donation to the shelter helped many homeless people. 10. Ger community. Meaning, a group of people living in traditional Mongolian tents. Example, we visited a Ger community in the Gobi Highlands. 11. Gobi Highlands exploration. Meaning, the activity of investigating or traveling through the Gobi Highlands. Example, our Gobi Highlands exploration revealed stunning landscapes. 12. Grassland ecosystem. Meaning, the biological community in a grassland. Example, the grassland ecosystem supports a variety of plants and animals. 13. Harvest time celebration. Meaning, an event marking the end of the harvesting season. Example, the village's harvest time celebration includes traditional music and dancing. 14. Herd cattle. Meaning, to guide and look after cattle. Example, nomads herd cattle across the vast grasslands. 15. Local cuisine. Meaning, food that is typical of a particular area. Example, trying local cuisine is part of the travel experience. 16. Mongolia travel. Meaning, the act of visiting Mongolia. Example, Mongolia travel offers unique insights into nomadic cultures. 17. Nomad lifestyle. Meaning, the way of life of people who move from place to place. Example, the nomad lifestyle is characterized by moving with the seasons. 18. Nomadic traditions. Meaning, customs and ways of life of nomadic people. Example, nomadic traditions are passed down through generations. 19. Paddy field irrigation. Meaning, the supply of water to rice fields. Example, paddy field irrigation is crucial for rice cultivation. 20. Pasture grazing. Meaning, the act of animals eating grass in a pasture. Example, sheep and cows are pasture grazing in the fields. 21. Clear explanation. Meaning, a simple and easy to understand explanation. Example, the teacher gave a clear explanation of the math problem. 22. Formal announcement. Meaning, an official statement about something important. Example, the company made a formal announcement about the new CEO. 23. Internet access. Meaning, the ability to connect to the web. Example, our hotel room comes with free internet access. 24. Mobile phone charger. Meaning, a device to charge your phone's battery. Example, I forgot my mobile phone charger at home. 25. Online shopping. Meaning, buying things through the internet. Example, I prefer online shopping because it's more convenient. 26. Pause button. Meaning, a control to temporarily stop a video or sound. Example, press the pause button if you need to take a break. 27. Persuade someone. Meaning, to convince someone to do or believe something. Example, he managed to persuade his friend to join the gym. 28. Publish a book. Meaning, to make a book available for sale. Example, she hopes to publish a book of her poetry. 29. Broadcast live. Meaning, to transmit a live event via TV or internet. Example, the concert will be broadcast live on TV. 30. Contact information. Meaning, details used to contact someone, like phone or email. Example, please give me your contact information. 31. File a report. Meaning, to officially record an incident or information. Example, the officer had to file a report after the investigation. 32. Internet connection. Meaning, the link between your device and the internet. Example, my internet connection is very slow today. 33. Linked to a website. Meaning, a connection or reference to a website. Example, I sent you a link to the website where you can buy the tickets. 34. Mobile phone case. Meaning, a protective cover for your phone. I need a new mobile phone case for my model. 35. Online account. Meaning, a personal space accessed on the internet. Example, you need to create an online account to use the app. 36. Pause the game. Meaning, to temporarily stop playing a game. Example, can you pause the game and help me with this? 37. Public announcement. Meaning, a statement made to the general public. Example, there was a public announcement about the festival cancellation. Ring the bell. Meaning, to make a bell sound, usually to get attention. Example, please ring the bell when you arrive at the door. 39. Signal strength. Meaning, the power of a wireless connection. Example, the signal strength is weak in this area. 40. Swear word. Meaning, a bad word that people say when they are angry. Example, he said a swear word when he dropped his phone. 41. Type a message. Meaning, to write a message by typing on a keyboard. Example, she typed a message to her friend on her phone. 42. Viewer's choice. Meaning, what the audience prefers or selects. Example, the movie for tonight is the viewer's choice. 43. Website design. Meaning, the layout and appearance of a website. Example, he's working on the website design for a new client. 44. Whisper quietly. Meaning, to speak very softly. Example, they had to whisper quietly during the movie. 45. Broadcast news. Meaning, to transmit news via TV or radio. Example, we watch the broadcast news every evening. 46. Click the link. Meaning, to select a hyperlink with a mouse click. Example, click the link to visit our website. 47. Formal attire. Meaning, official or traditional clothing. Example, the invitation said the event requires formal attire. 48. Online forum. Meaning, a place on the internet where people can discuss topics. Example, she asked her question on an online forum and got many helpful answers. 49. Pronounce a word. Meaning, to make the sound of a word in the correct way. Example, I find it difficult to pronounce some English words correctly. 50. Request assistance. Meaning, to ask for help. Example, if you need any help, please request assistance from our staff. 51. Trace ancestors. Meaning, to find information about one's family history going back several generations. Example, she spent years tracing her ancestors to learn more about her family's origins. 52. Basic knowledge. Meaning, fundamental or essential understanding of a subject. Example, he has a basic knowledge of Spanish. enough to ask for directions and order food. 53. Complicated process. Meaning, a process that is complex and involves many steps. Example, applying for a visa can be a complicated process that requires a lot of paperwork. 54. Traditional costume. Meaning, clothes that are typical of a particular country or period of history. Example, during the festival, many participants wear traditional costumes to celebrate their heritage. 55. Curious nature. Meaning, having a strong desire to learn or know more about something or someone. Example, her curious nature led her to explore new cultures during her travels. 56. Local custom. Meaning, a way of behaving or a belief that has been established in a particular place. Example, it's a local custom to remove your shoes before entering someone's home in Japan. 57. Diverse cultures. Meaning, a variety of different cultures. The city is known for its diverse cultures, making it a vibrant and interesting place to live. 58. Cultural diversity. Meaning, the existence of a variety of cultural or ethnic groups within a society. Example, the school promotes cultural diversity by celebrating festivals from around the world. 59. Ethnic group. Meaning, a community or population made up of people who share a common cultural background or descent. Example, the country is home to several ethnic groups, each with its own language and traditions. 60. Multicultural society. Meaning, a society that includes people from many different cultural or ethnic backgrounds. Example, she grew up in a multicultural society, which helped her develop an appreciation for different perspectives. 61. Communicate with. Meaning, to share or exchange information, news, or ideas with someone else. Example, I need to communicate with my teacher about the homework assignment. 62. Glance at. Meaning, to look quickly or briefly. Example, she glanced at the clock and realized she was late for her meeting. 63. Receive something from. Meaning, to get or be given something from someone. Example, I received a gift from my friend for my birthday. 64. Reply to. Meaning, to respond to someone or something. Example, he replied to the email as soon as he finished reading it. 65. Send something to somebody. Meaning, to cause something to be taken or delivered to someone or someplace. Example, she sent a letter to her friend in another city. 66. Talk to somebody about. Meaning, to have a discussion with someone concerning a specific topic. Example, I need to talk to my boss about taking a day off next week. 67. Tell somebody about. Meaning, to inform someone about something, to narrate or describe. Example, let me tell you about my trip to the mountains last summer. 68. Translate from something into. Meaning, to change words from one language to another. Example, can you translate this document from Spanish into English for me? 69. Write to somebody about. Meaning, to compose a message or document directed to someone concerning a particular matter. Example, I will write to the company about the faulty product I received. 70. Information about. Meaning, facts or details concerning a person, subject, or event. Example, I'm looking for information about local history for my project.